Hello and welcome back to another episode of In Search of Self-Mastery with Dario Gutiasco. In this episode, I want to share and talk about something super fundamental in a man's life, and that is discovering your purpose in life. If you feel lost, directionless, and have no idea what your mission in this world is, then you need to hear this. Stay with me and I will show you how to stop wandering through life aimlessly and 2001 start living with clarity, purpose, and direction. Let's get started. If you don't know what your purpose in life is, I would dare to assume that every day you wake up and every day that passes, you lack motivation, desire, and energy, or whatever you want to call it, to face the day and what lies ahead. Whatever that situation may be, this is evidence of someone who has no direction and does not know what they want to achieve. Is not having a purpose what keeps you trapped in mediocrity, repeating the same days over and over without making progress and feeling like nothing changes around you? Right. So it's time to stop and find your purpose and start living with more intention. Point number 1. Not having a purpose is the reason why you feel lost and empty. Discovering your purpose gives you a reason to get up each day with energy and determination. When you come to discover and have a clear understanding of why you are here 2001, all your actions begin to make sense, and every step you take brings you closer to that mission or purpose. This is when we start to see what the people we admire are like. Those men who know what they want, who get up every day with energy, with enthusiasm, and with the motivation to do whatever is necessary to achieve their dreams. I mean, at least for me, it is what impresses me the most and always makes me wonder how it is possible that they live with so much energy, with so much motivation. It seems to be an innate motivation, but rather what we are experiencing or perceiving from those people is a man or the type of man who knows exactly his purpose and does not allow himself to be distracted by insignificant things. That man lives with focus because he knows exactly where he is going. The reality is that he does not waste time on things that do not contribute anything to him. Note that things include people, family, friends, etc. And that is because he is clear about what he must do. So he is willing to sacrifice those distractions to achieve what he wants. And what happens when he doesn't? Well, he is without purpose. Each day is an empty repetition of the previous day in which you live by inertia. And the feeling one has is that it feels like surviving instead of living. If we go into a little more detail, this means that by not having a clear reason to live, you are wasting your time and you know it. There is no one who can deceive you. You might want to act like nothing is happening and that there is no problem. But the truth is that you know it yourself. And that is what starts to make you feel guilty inside. Or am I lying? The truth is that there is nothing more pathetic than going through life without a goal to push you. And I have been that example. I have had moments in my life where I didn't even have the slightest goal or objective to help me push forward and move ahead. That is why I insist so much on this, not because I want to change you, but because it affected me in such a way that it led me to such terrible places, with so much pain and suffering that I wouldn't wish it on anyone. That is why I push so hard on that topic, so that you don't end up there, and it also serves as a reminder for me not to return to that place. So, if you have no purpose, you have no direction, and you don't know what you need to do day after day, you remain in the same place, year after year, day after day, time after time, etc., and nothing changes. You just get older. Point number 2. Purpose is not found. It is built or worked on. Defining your purpose is not a passive act. What does that mean? It means that it won't come to you out of nowhere. It is something you build with every decision you make, with every person you meet, and with every action you take each day. Just think about it. How are you going to know what your purpose is if you don't experience anything, if you don't try anything? By not experiencing or trying anything new, your life does not change. Therefore, your perception cannot see new things. And as a result, you do not know what you like, what you do not like, what you can do, what you are good at, etc. And all of that is what begins to define your purpose, where you would like to realize yourself as a person and as an individual. It is right here when you start by identifying your passions, your strengths, and how you can make a difference. You realize that trying things, making mistakes, and taking risks make the difference. A man who understands that his purpose is something he must build and not wait for is a man who takes action. He does not sit around waiting for the meaning of life to fall from the sky. If you are waiting to find this purpose without doing anything, you are wasting your time. And if you allow me to give you a little advice, your temporary purpose is to find your ultimate purpose. The best part is that you can always change. You can always adapt it. But for now, focus on achieving that purpose that you so desperately need. Start reading, experimenting, talking to people, researching what others do, in which industries, in which areas, and see what motivates you, what catches your attention. Let that interest call to you, because as I just mentioned a moment ago, it also has to do with your passions and your strengths. Allow all of that to surprise you and let it guide you in finding that purpose. So, as a reminder, if you find yourself in this position, in a similar situation, let your purpose be to find your purpose. Until you find it, that is the purpose, okay? And then you tell me later if it works for you or not. Returning to the point, believing that your purpose will simply appear one day is a cowardly excuse. It is a lie to avoid doing the hard work of discovering who you are and what you want from life. Just think about it from this point of view. Why should someone or something or life itself give you purpose if you aren't even putting in the effort to try to discover it? It's like a person who is overweight wanting to be thin overnight without making any effort. That doesn't happen. It's a lie. It's an illusion. There are even people who are overweight who believe that by consuming light products, they will lose weight, but it is a complete lie. So, doing nothing and waiting for purpose to magically arrive is the weakest act you can perform. Again, because you are waiting and not doing anything, and by not doing anything, you produce nothing. You have to go out and do something, make things happen. Make mistakes? Go and explore the world. Purpose is not something you discover in a moment of enlightenment or in a dream. It is something that is revealed through action, effort, and dedication. You can make mistakes, just like everyone else, so you are not the exception, and you are not as weak as you think, so go and do something. Point number 3. Living with purpose makes you an unstoppable man. When you have a clear purpose, you become unstoppable, and others perceive you that way. In 2001, when you are living the situation I am talking about, there are no obstacles that can stop you because you know exactly why you do what you do. You will do whatever it takes to achieve it, as you become a man on a mission with tremendous clarity. And that is precisely what makes the difference between success and mediocrity. Men who have a purpose rise with energy and determination after each fall, not because they want to be perfect, but because they are driven by something greater than themselves. And that is exactly what a leader inspires in others. Maybe you don't care about other people. It could be. Perhaps you are not considering leading others either. That's likely. But what you can and must do is be your own leader. Be your own example. Let others worry about themselves in that regard. If they want to follow you, great, but you start with yourself. So, that purpose we are talking about is what allows you to keep going when others give up, when things get tough, and it is what separates you from those who are just there surviving. And if you continue living without purpose, without doing anything, you will remain a man who settles for whatever opportunities, partners, jobs, etc. come your way, if you even get a job. And if you manage to get something that comes to you out of nowhere, you are receiving what others did not want, instead of going out and creating the life and having what you truly want. And beware, this is not about justice or deserving. The truth is that everyone deserves what they have. Have you heard that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Well, it has something to do with this, don't you think? If you don't have a purpose, you become a passive spectator of your own life. You let others decide for you, allowing life to simply pass by while you remain stuck. As other men, those who do have that purpose, take the reins and build the life they want while you just watch. To conclude this episode, discovering your purpose is not optional if you want to live a life of meaning and success. If you keep waiting for life to hand you something without doing the necessary work to find it, you will continue to feel lost and directionless. But if you have the courage to build your own purpose and live with intention, you will be unstoppable. I can assure you of that. So stop being a spectator and start being the man who controls his own destiny. Are you going to keep wandering aimlessly, or are you going to take control of your life? Remember, you are just one decision away from changing your life. See you next time. 2001.